These gnome ornaments are so easy to make. I'm going to show you how to make them with felt, fur, and cardboard. So your materials that you're going to need are a cereal box or old cardboard. This is just for the backing to keep it all together. You're going to need some felt. I like to use one color for the hat, mittens, and boots. So I'm using yellow on this one. And then some kind of skin color for a nose. And then you'll need some fur. So you can use any kind of faux fur, or just even white felt will work for this. If you're using a really bulky fur like I'm using, you'll want to make sure when you cut the beard piece, your fur is going in the downward motion. Most furs kind of have a direction. So you'll use the templates from my website to cut all these out. And then our first step is going to be with the beard. So when you cut the beard out with the template, you will want to kind of look at the back of the fabric because you'll get lost if you kind of try to look at the front of the fur. And then for this project, if you're using something really bulky like this, I recommend trimming off the top of this beard piece. You don't have to with most other furs, but if it's really furry, you'll want to trim off the top so that the hair doesn't come out the top of the hat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to trim off about 1 inch. So just trim off the top if your fur is really bulky and you think it'll get in the way. And then we'll go ahead and glue the backing onto the fur. I like to glue this cardboard with the printed side down. That way your back will look a little bit nicer than a Fruit Loops box. So use a glue gun here. We're just going to glue right in the middle of that beard piece. And press that down. And then you'll see at the top, since I trimmed this, there's some loose fur here. So I'm going to get rid of that. And then if you did trim that, now you're going to want to cover what's left of that cardboard with some more felt, because a lot of felts are a little bit see-through. So I don't want that red to show through. So what I'm going to do is just use this as a guide to cut out a piece of that same color felt that I'm using for my hat. It doesn't have to be perfect because it is going to be covered. Oops. And then glue that on. Okay, now we have a good surface for our hat. So the next step is to glue the hat on. And you can follow the placement on the printable. There's placement for all the pieces, so you can follow that or just kind of make it up as you go. So I like the hat to just be a little bit over, and then since we trimmed it, the beard is looking good. It's not poking at the top. So now we'll glue that hat down. Okay, so once that's a little bit dry, we can put the nose on. So I like to put it right on top of the hat, overlapping a little bit, or underneath just a tad. So you put that where you want it. And we'll just push it down so that it kind of the glue gets in the fur. Okay, and now we're going to need a ribbon. So for the ribbon, cut about 18 inches. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I like to tie a loop at the top. And then you can either leave that looped or cut it, either way. And then we'll glue this to the back of the hat at the very top. So I'm going to glue one side down first, one of these ends of the ribbon. and then glue the other one on top of that. Okay, so now our little guy will hang, and then we just have the boots and mittens left. So the boots I like to put on from the back and just glue them straight to the cardboard. And you can kind of play with the angle of these. If you put them kind of angled out, it looks kind of like a snow angel, which is fun for winter, but you can kind of do that how you want. And then for the mittens, you have a few options. Oh, this guy's really furry. So if you want to trim down your beard, you're welcome to, or at least kind of comb it. Okay, so the mittens can either go on top of the gnome, or you can kind of stick it halfway in the fur, which is what I did here, or you can just go straight to the back and do that. So I'm going to put them just kind of in that fur a little bit. And then you can always trim to adjust that later. But I think that is cute. And then your little gnome ornament is done. So this is a really easy project, and the link to get the templates is in the description.